Multiple Harrisonburg agencies, including the police department and the fire and rescue department, are here to do training for a mass casualty event. They're learning how to work together to treat victims and capture suspects as quickly and efficiently as possible. In the mass casualty scenario, two suspects entered Waterman Elementary School, one armed with a gun and the other with a knife. When the first officers arrived on the scene, one was killed by a bomb as they entered the front door. The subsequent officers had to break through a padlocked door.
But it's a major incident which requires the utilization of many resources, including the police department, fire department, emergency communication center, and some adjoining jurisdictions. And this is as realistic training as you could possibly get to see how the officers will respond, and we can work through any areas that we do well and any areas that we need improving on.
Apparently a white person in white with a blue collar on, and he had a knife and stabbed me.
Grant Folsom was among 40 victims at the scene.
I just went, oh crap, but by that point it was too late. He's already stabbed me.
One suspect was killed by police during the drill. U.S. Marshals apprehended the other, who laid in handcuffs as responders attended to the victims.
Grant Folsom wasn't the only stabbing victim. During the scenario, several victims waited in agony for medical attention as other victims were brought into the cafeteria. An injured officer laid waiting as victims cried out for help. Police took their positions as other officers made way for fire and rescue teams to enter the cafeteria. Officers assessed the scene for safety in order to take victims outside the building for medical treatment. Folsom described how he felt when he was stabbed by the assailant.
I fell down, I gripped my hand, I started going to panic, I just couldn't move, all the blood.
We support the police department in these types of exercises. Our responsibility is to evacuate the injured and treat the injured.
Harrisonburg Fire Chief Ian Bennett monitored his firefighters at the command post set up at Westside Baptist Church on West Wolf Street.
It's a good experience for preparing for what it is. I mean, it's obviously not a good situation, and we hope we never have to use it. But we have an outstanding working relationship with the Harrisonburg Police Department, and the more we do this, the better off we are, and the better we're at these exercises. So what happens is we've trained extensively. Every year we train extensively with the police department, and it's made up of firefighters and police officers. So once an area is relatively secured, there's still an element of risk in it. We send a group of firefighters and police officers to basically evacuate the injured.
Tom Hoover is a captain with the Harrisonburg Police Department. He has been working there for 37 years.
There's always improvement we can make. That's why we practice things like this. So it's no longer acceptable to just put a shirt on that says, hey, police or SWAT or police officer, and think in a bad situation you're going to perform to some high level. So we have to do exercises like this that we can test ourselves and apply some pressure to our officers, that they can think under pressure. But from what I understand about the exercise down there, it was a pretty complicated attack. You have two attackers and you have an explosive device that makes it pretty daggone complicated to deal with.
The joint training of Harrisonburg's first responders has just been completed, and now fire and police officials are evaluating their officers and firefighters' response during the exercise. In Harrisonburg, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.